When a man starts out with nothing, when a man starts out with his hands empty, clean, when a man starts to build a world, he starts first with himself and the faith that is in his heart, the strength there, the will there to build. First in the heart is the dream. Then the mind starts seeking a way. His eyes look out on the world, on the great wooded world, on the rich soil of the world, on the rivers of the world. The eyes see their materials for building, see the difficulties too and the obstacles. The mind seeks a way to overcome these obstacles. The hand seeks tools to cut the wood, to till the soil and harness the power of the waters. Then the hand seeks other hands to help. A community of hands to help. Thus, the dream becomes not one man's dream alone, but a community dream. Not my dream alone, but our dream. Not my world alone, but your world and my world, belonging to all the hands who build. A long time ago, but not too long ago, ships came from across the sea, bringing the pilgrims and prayer makers, adventurers and booty seekers, freemen and indentured servants, slave men and slave masters, all new to a new world, America. With billowing sails, the galleons came, bringing men in dreams, women in dreams, in little bands together, heart reaching out to heart, hand reaching out to hand. They began to build our land. Some were free hands seeking a greater freedom. Some were indentured hands hoping to find their freedom. Some were slave hands guarding in their hearts the seed of freedom. But the word was there always, freedom. Down into the earth went the plow, in the free hands and the slave hands, in the indentured hands and adventurous hands. Turning the rich soil went the plow in many hands that planted and harvested the food that fed and the cotton that clothed America. Clang against the trees went the axe into my hands that hewed and shaped the rooftops of America. Splash into the rivers and the seas went the boat hulls that moved and transported America. Crack went the whips that drove the horses across the plains of America. Free hands and slave hands, indentured hands and adventurous hands, white hands and black hands, held the plow handles, axe handles, hammer handles, launched the boats and whipped the horses that fed and housed and moved America. Thus together, through labor, all these hands made America. Labor. Out of labor came villages and the towns that grew cities. Labor. Out of labor came the rowboats and the sailboats and the steamboats. Came the wagons and the coaches, covered wagons, stage coaches. Out of labor came the factories, came the foundries, came the railroads, came the marts and markets, shops and stores. Came the mighty products, molded, manufactured, sold in shops, piled in warehouses, shipped the wide world over. Out of labor, white hands and black hands, came the dream, the strength, the will, and the way to build America. Now, it is me here and you there. Now it's Manhattan, Chicago, Seattle, New Orleans, Boston, El Paso. Now it's the USA. A long time ago, but not too long ago, a man said, all men are created equal, endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights. Among these, life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. His name was Jefferson. There were slaves then, but in their hearts the slaves believed him too, and silently took for granted that what he said was also meant for them. Lincoln said, "No man is good enough to govern another man without that other's consent." There were slaves then too, but in their hearts the slaves knew what he said must be meant for every human being, else it had no meaning for anyone. Then a man said, "Better to die free than live slave." He was a colored man who had been a slave but had run away to freedom. And the slaves knew what Frederick Douglass said was true. With John Brown and Harper's Ferry, Negroes died. John Brown was hung. Before the Civil War, days were dark, and nobody knew for sure when freedom would triumph, or if it would, thought some. But others knew it had to triumph. In those dark days of slavery, guarding in their hearts the seed of freedom, the slaves made up a song. Keep your heads on the plow, hold on. That song meant just what it said. Hold on. Freedom will come. Keep your hands on the plow, hold on. Out of war it came, bloody and terrible, but it came. Some there were, as always, who doubted that the war would end right, that the slaves would be free, or that the Union would stand. But now, we know how it all came out.